Welcome once more to our page, Dr. Mofor Clinic of Phytotherapy. We continue to bring you information on your health issues as part of the humanitarian services that we continue to orientate and educate the society on issues that are affecting their health. As such as today, we'll be talking on some various issues that are very pertinent. I'm Dr. Mofor once more, talking to you at this time. I've been traveling within the branches across the nations, and I've been talking to so many persons across nationwide and worldwide as well on issues that really concerns your health. And for instance, sometimes when we have particularities, there are questions asked. Like for example, there was a woman who asked me this question: is vaginal itches only caused by bacterial infections? That was the question she asked. Obviously, no, it is not only viral infections or that cause vaginal itches. There are equally allergies, situations that women, like for example, there was this woman that I met, she has been suffering from allergy because the secretions of fluid within her vagina, it is not really the best so far. So whenever she has sex, the frictions of sex, because there is no fluid, it causes her vaginal itches, which is an allergy. And she has been taking antibiotics for quite some long time without knowing. This is why you have to always follow up with your medics to know exactly what is happening. Until I had to diagnose her to realize that it was the secretions of fluid within her vagina that was not the best. So whenever she has sex with her husband, she's going to have itches and so on. And then there was another question that happened. Men asked, is masturbation, does it have a side effect? Does it have a problem? No, masturbation has virtually no problem. The only problem you have with masturbation is your psychology. Because at one point you believe more in masturbation, you have your wife around you, you're not able to have sex or have something to do or developmental skills with a woman because you're focused on the masturbation so far. So that is the only reasons you don't have to masturbate. But without which, and then another question they asked me, that prolonged staying without sexual activity, without sex, does it have an issue? Yes, it has an issue. Medically, visibly, it has an issue. May probably biblically, no, but physically it has, because a woman that stays too long without secreting, without having sex or secreting her fluid, because whenever sex, I'll tell you something, sex is the most relaxed therapy on earth. Believe me that. When you have sex, a good sex, you feel more relaxed. Sex fertilizes and energizes all your whole body. Be you man, be you woman. So if you keep your body too long, because definitely you have hormones that are supposed to secrete. You have things that are stuck when you don't have sex. It's just like you take your phone, you keep on a chair, and you allow that phone over the next 1 year, 2 years. When you come, you see the phone will even go on. You want to pick it up, you see something will happen. So it's the same thing. Sex is it is something we have to do with life and happiness, depending with the right person at the right time, of course. So it is not something. It is not good to stay too long without having sex as well. You can stay, but then know that the system has to work. The system needs to move. Be you a man. There are men who have stayed too long due to their work. Maybe some they work distance offshore and things like that. They don't have, and sometimes when they come back, they find it very difficult. They need to recaution them. They need to re-teach them. They need to re-coach them on what it is so far. So everything works practically, and everything's flow easily, depending on the practical nature. After a long way research and continuous work in research, after consulting so many persons across worldwide, nationwide, worldwide, across, with all the talks and consultations with them, this is the reasons why 90% of the cases that we experience, 90% of the cases within the reproductive system, we had to research, we had to work on this research to come up with this medicine's power booster, that you get it to fertilize, to fertilize and vitalize your system, to enable your manhood, boost up your zinc, your testosterone, your reproductive system, clean up your tubes, enable your menstrual flow to flow very easily. Those cramps that you used to experience, most of them, those abdominal cramps because of pains during menstrual flow, Power Booster becomes the solutions that has been solving and helping most of those problems, like 90% of the situations. This is why Power Booster, you have to go in for Power Booster. Power Booster is, you can get Power Booster anywhere you are. 24 to 48 hours, will reach you wherever you are. You can get Power Booster very easily. So Power Booster remains this medicine that comes as the first line that we've researched to make sure that it vitalizes you with the 3 packets inside, and the method on how to take it, all the directions of use are all inside. Most people always believe that medicines comes like magic. Medicines are not magic. Maybe painkiller, you can suppress pain, but sometimes if you have something like an infection, we have some kind of infections or something, or stomach ache or gastritis, you have to go through the process, go gradually. Some of you pursue medics, some of you pursue the doctors, you think that they're just going to do magic. No, it's not magic. They just have to give you the things they're giving you within the right time and within the right space, man. And if your medicines is giving you to take for 1 week, please exercise patience, exercise caution. You take it for 1 week. Most of them, I realized that they just took this medicine for 2-3 days. They were expecting something to just happen. That thing did not happen. They skip. It went to another person. They are taking another medicine. No, it is not done like that. Trust your medic. Trust your doctor. Trust whatever they are giving you. When you're going to somewhere, always put your faith and base your faith and pray that nature should embark on what you're doing, and then you get exactly what you're taking to help yourself. Focus in that medicine, and when you take medicines, don't just imagine that medicine is going to just, medicines only come as a supportive system to help your system, because your system normally works every day. Your system heals you every day. Your system energizes, your system works. So whatever you're eating, just the food that we're eating on day to day, the food is coming to supplement us every day. So medicine starts from that fruit, from that vegetable, from the water intake that you're taking, from the things that you're taking. So the only thing that medicine is about however, but then medicine only comes as a support system. And when you take medicine, you give yourself some time. Don't just take medicines and continuously taking medicines. You get confused. There are organs that the medicines comes in. Medicine is poison. It damaged you. In the other hand, when you take it, it crushed you down. It damaged the kidney. So when you take medicines, you give a break. If a doctor gives you medicines to take for 1 week, you take it for 1 week. Give yourself like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even 1 month to see how that medicines work, to see how your system circulates. Some will take medicines like they take. Some of the challenge we place them on medicines, they take it, they just expect that, my medicines is just going to transform. It's not magic. Most of you observe, I've worked with most of you, I've worked with the thousands of you out there, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you that have made you one-on-one, you know exactly how these things they work. So always exercise a lot of patience when you're taking medicines, especially when it comes to antibiotics. Not only antibiotics, but all the medicines that we take so far, we have to exercise a lot of patience. And then other questions have always been what are the causes of infertility? What are the causes of sexual weaknesses? In our previous videos on our page, it has been expressed. We talked about those things, and you can always go back there to pick up and learn so many things from the things that we are doing. And not only that, you need to be very patient. You need to eat a lot of food. Like women who are already of the higher age, the reasons. The body is made of so many things. I'll tell you something. This whole body is made of many mineral support. There are many things that vitalize your body, that if you don't have them, you will upset your hormonal system. It will upset your menstrual cycle. You will upset your cardiovascular not to function very well. You will upset your brain not to secrete. Because like for a man, for example, it takes, if you know the amount of millimeters of blood that need to supply the vessels of the penis to enable an erection, definitely, if your heart vessel is not working at a good state, it is not going to compress that. If you don't have the various mineral supports that you need within your sperm cells to impregnate a woman, I bet you're not going to impregnate a woman. You find it very difficult. You develop problems and you have non-viable sperm cells at all for a very long time. You marry the woman, come and keep in the house as an image or a picture and begin to look every day. If you don't have the various mineral support and those things that has to help you, there are many minerals like for example the testosterone. The male hormone, the testosterone particularly, and that's why we say sex. All of these things comes more on the psychology. So your psychology plays 70% of everything that you encounter. For example, the testosterone, when you are so carried in your business, in your activities, and many other things, definitely the testosterone level will drop. If you are so emotional or stressed up in things, it will drop. So sex is a mutual situation where we have to emerge, and you and your partner, you both have to communicate and have a mutual understanding to build up and then move towards one direction. There are women that when their pH value is not stable, they will not conceive, not because they have a problem. They need to stabilize. When you're within that stage, you have to exercise a lot of patience. You have to exercise a lot of caution. Enough rest, enough sleep will enable your system to secrete and stabilize your pH value, stabilize your system for you to be able to take it. So that women who do not take it just because they don't get stable, they are restless, and they don't even really vitalize or energize themselves. And behold, know that when you already put bed, 1 kid, 2 kids, the minerals that you have, you divide it, you give it out to them. Definitely you yourself, you don't vitalize yourself and boost up your system, you will not be able to get to number 3 or number 4. So this is the reasons we advise women today to start, especially those at the early stage, first pregnancy, start your early pregnancy like 2 months, 3 months, you start your antenatal in order to start taking care of yourself. So Unlike men, we advise you to drink sufficient amount of water. But water, to remember, don't look at water. Water constitutes part of the sperms. It really constitutes a lot to the sperms. You don't drink water, you pass your time, you drink but beer. You take marijuana, you take hard drinks, you take things that are, and then you're expecting the results that you're expecting. Definitely no. You need to revitalize yourself. You need to eat sufficient fruits and vegetables, and then have yourself rest to be able to ride on. Those infections, the itches, the discharges that you had, the pain you have around your scrotum for over the years, what do you think that is happening? It's an infection. There are infections, there are bacteria, there is something that's happening in there. You've not gone to the hospital to check, and then you're expecting the result. No, it doesn't come. And then this is the reasons why when I'm traveling out there, we created the branches in order to meet with you one-on-one. And I see many persons, sometimes most of them, they develop this laxity. When I fixed up rendezvous, I'm very busy. I talk with you, and I do everything to talk with each and every person all the time. In every cases, I try as much as possible to respond to everybody. But it is a very tight schedule. This is why we create a branch in Douala, Bamenda, Yaoundé, in order to meet you one-on-one and have a conversations with you to orientate you on some of these things. But some cases, honestly, I take rendezvous, I reach, by the time I have to work like 2-3 days, at the end of 2-3 days of work, someone is coming in for the fourth day, by the fourth day and the third. No, always stick to your rendezvous. When you take an appointment, book this appointment and take this appointment because it's very rich. You out there know exactly what I'm talking about. When I come, sometimes we run diagnosis. You saw the diagnosis. You saw the things that are happening to yourself. And remember, like I said, there are women who don't conceive just because they don't, sometimes you don't even have sufficient enough that your body needs. They don't talk of the fact that you need to menstruate, which you cannot. So when I come across like this, you have to take those rendezvous. We post them on our page and we share them on our WhatsApp page. We share them across. It makes it easy to facilitate your health situations. Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers, my sisters, I continue to advise you, take precautions of yourself, eat good food, eat regularly, vitalize yourself, listen to your doctors, listen to your medics, and exercise cautions and precautions with medicines that you're taking. Exercise a lot of patience, without which you can always contact us. You can always reach us on our WhatsApp, or you check through our Facebook page to see the activities that we're carrying on, and you see the numerous testimonies. The numerous testimonies that you see is because of the work that we are putting on to ensure that each and everyone get the patients. We do facts findings on health issues. We don't just talk. We are not medicine sellers. We don't just sell medicines, but we consult. We consult detailedly to know exactly what your problem. Most of you far off and near, in Europe, in Asia, in America, across the world, you realize that when I meet you one-on-one, most are like, oh doctor, I need medicine. How much is the medicine? It's not about how much. It is what I understand, the context of which I understand on what you're suffering from. When I know the malady, I talk to you. When you call me, sometimes I schedule that I'm going to call you, or you just wait us. I program it. And I talk to you because I need to know what is your problem. When I identify your problem, that's where it's easy to solve. But if I don't identify, how can I solve it? It is not just like I'm marketing something that you just have to go buy and then you just consume. No. Ahmed, yeah, I consult. I consult you. You know. I consult. The thousands of you that I talk to you across, I consult and I post you so many questions before we arrive at medications, after identifying the root cause of your situations. So it's not just about how much is medicines or can I just take this thing and I take it. No, it's not like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to bring you tips of update and to share with you. If you like this video, put a thumb, share, comment, so as other persons will get this information to be educated and very useful. Thank you so much, as we look forward to meet you again next time with continuous tips of information regularly from Dr. Mofor Clinic of Phytotherapy.